The best news coverage in the nation, says the Associated Press. From Channel 12's 24-hour news service, you're watching Southeastern Wisconsin's #1 10 o'clock news with Jerry Taff, Marty Burns-Wolfe, meteorologist John Malone, Tom Sutton, and the Channel 12 news team.
2 seasons, winter and road construction, and winter's almost over. A lot of us are going to have to reroute ourselves on the way to work, in some cases starting tomorrow. Good evening, and thank you very much for joining us. A lot of freeway ramps will have to be closed as road construction season gets underway about 2 hours from now.
And this year may be the biggest mess yet. When Kent Wainscott asked, "What's driving you crazy?" last year, the top complaint was road construction. Now Kent says by next week, you'll have plenty to gripe about again.
It all started with some warning signs that appeared a few weeks ago, and what those signs foretold were a lot of headaches for thousands of commuters. It begins with the first ramp closing tonight here at the Hale Interchange. Okay, so this is a little complicated, but let's see if we can clear it up for you. Starting actually at midnight tonight, the ramp from Highway 100 through the Hale will be closed all summer long. And beginning Tuesday, you won't be able to drive westbound through the Hale from, say, the airport to McWanago. That ramp will also be closed. And starting next week, during peak rush hours only, the east or southbound ramp at Beloit Road and the westbound on-ramps at both 84th and 60th Streets will also shut down. As an alternate, during non-peak hours, take Beloit Road, but during rush hour, you'll have to take Beloit to 108th Street to Layton Avenue. Now, if that's not bad enough, just travel a few miles north on Highway 45. Drivers there will also be hit beginning Monday. Now with this one, the freeway stays open, but the ramps close. The northbound on-ramp at Watertown Plank and the southbound ramp at North Avenue, they'll be shut down for the rest of the summer. And the southbound ramps at Burleigh and Capitol, along with the northbound ramp from Wisconsin Avenue, will be closed, but again, only during peak rush hours. Now, if you travel one of these roads, map out a new route. And also, you'd better be prepared to hit the brakes all summer long. I'm Kent Wainscott, Action 12.
Did you write that down? The Transportation Department says all of the work should be completed by the end of September, a little more than a week after summer officially ends.
Well, in addition to the roadway changes tomorrow,
you also need to know this. It's going to be foggy again, and you may not see the trouble spots, so we're going to check very briefly with John Malone, who can tell you what's up in the morning.
Doesn't this feel like deja vu? I mean, it's like every night we're talking about fog here, and that's what we still have. Problem is, the northeast winds will not go away, and the humid air coming in off the lake is cooling off over the cold ground and the snow cover we have right now. So more fog in effect. And this is a dense fog advisory which is just starting to show up now around the area, with fog starting to form and visibility is going down, and we're even getting some drizzle being reported now. But this dense fog advisory does continue right on into the morning hours. So all you folks commuting into the Milwaukee from the Waukesha area, Walworth County, Washington County, and right along the lakeshore, Ozaki, we're seeing Kenosha and Milwaukee counties, and now even extending all the way up towards Sheboygan and Port Washington. You're going to see essentially the fog sticking around in the morning hours. A lot of cold air continues to settle in right here over the southeast corner of the state. And with, again, that low pressure system to our south just stuck here, nothing is going to change. As a matter of fact, we might even see a little fog all the way into the early morning hours on Saturday. So.
Deja voodoo, John.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like every day we're talking about the same thing.
All right, thanks, pal. We'll see you later.
well, while we have motoring on our minds, Wisconsin's old, faithful yellow license plates, sort of generation before last license plates, are goners. Come June, all Wisconsinites with current plates will have the white jobs, you know, with the little farm scene along the top there. However, there is talk there may be another license design contest a few years down the road.
Jose Diaz died this morning in a bathtub with police there. No one really knows why it happened, but they do know the 35-year-old was arguing with his girlfriend. Neighbors saw him run down that hallway stark naked and screaming. Then he forced his way into Michelle Rivera's apartment.
I was sleeping, then I saw my father with a shotgun in my room, so my stepfather said, stand up, wake up, let's go. He's like, what happened? I was nervous, all that, I was scared.
Rivera's stepfather hit Diaz in the head with his shotgun. Diaz then locked himself in the bathroom and when police and paramedics arrived, Diaz was dead. The medical examiner has not determined the cause of death yet. They are waiting for test results to determine if drugs might have been involved. We don't believe any charges will be filed in the case.
A call to Crime Line Anonymous last night helped police towards solving the mystery of Greg Reichert's death. His body was found at 34th and Silver Spring on Tuesday. Last night, somebody called and tipped police. They then picked up the man they were looking for. Crime Line capture number 404. 6 months ago, we put Devin Wilson's picture on a Crime Line report, wanted for murder. Tonight, he too is behind bars. Crime Line capture number 405. Anytime you know anything about a crime, 1-800-78-CRIME is the number to call. And you could get up to a $1,000 reward if it leads to conviction. And nobody ever asks your name.
Today, a high court turned down the money Tiffany Miller needs for an operation to stay alive. She's the 4-year-old who desperately needs a liver and intestines transplant, a $500,000 operation. Her mother appealed to a federal judge twice, asking Medicaid to foot the bill. But today, the high court turned her down, once again saying it's experimental here.
If it was their child, would they feel that the state wasn't obligated to save their child's life?
Tiffany's mother says somehow she will come up with the money. Tiffany is on a waiting list at a Pittsburgh hospital where the transplant is not considered experimental.
Milwaukee Brewers made another pitch today for their new stadium, decorations and all, at the Common Council chamber. They presented an update on the new stadium. City's proposed pitching in $16 million to help make highway access to the new facility simpler.
We have many needs in this community, including schools, including jobs, and certainly I think the Brewers fit very well into that mold.
The county and state will also help pay for road work. The Brewers will spend $140 million to build the new stadium, and if all goes well, it could be finished by 1996. Well, spring is the season for so many things, among them moving to new digs.
A lot of folks right now trying to sell their houses. So tonight, Merv Seymour checks out everything from curb appeal to your roof.
There are so many buyers out there, and houses don't stay on the market very long. So if you have a good, clean home and it's priced right, it should go fast.
Folks in the real estate business say with low interest rates, it's still a buyer's market out there.
We were expecting probably most of the summer.
Alice and Brian Decker are on the selling end, and they're taking advantage of the good market. After one day on the market, their home sold, only after fixing a few little things here and there.
There were cracks in all the ceilings, in between the wall and the ceiling, and the woodwork was about the 60s.
We had the bedroom floors refinished, and we put in new carpeting. We cleaned out all of our closets, straightened them all out.
Home buyers pick up on those little things like neatness of the yard, the condition of the roof, and the overall appearance of the home.
Paint walls and make sure they're neutral colors. Make sure that they clean closets out and make them look more spacious. Little things.
We decided to add the cabinets all in here.
Dave and Terry Hayes are hoping the place they call home will rub off on folks in the market to buy.
We had to make sure that everything was clean, and all of the repairs, that if there were any, were done, and that the house was marketable, and that anybody that came in, the first impression that they got was a real favorable one.
Realtors say buyers like large kitchens and just the right amount of furnishings.
We put a lot of time and effort into what we have so far, and we hope other people like it too.
The bottom line in making your home a more attractive sale is to make it look its very best, because if you don't, there's a good chance the potential buyer won't go through the hassle of doing it either, which means he will look for another place to call home. Merv Seymour, Channel 12 News, Milwaukee.
One more tip. Encourage the buyer to come and see your house and give them space. When they're looking the home over, that means leave, basically.
Okay. Now, what Mikhail Gorbachev says he knows a sure way for Boris Yeltsin to win back Russian trust, and fast, like within 3 hours.
And we'll tell you why Mike Tyson is getting more time in jail.
It's Girl Talk.
Sometimes he'd wear his underwear on the outside of his pants.
On the next Golden Girl. Tonight at 10:30 on Channel 12.
Introducing the new Subaru Impreza front-wheel drive. Over 20 years ago, Subaru was the first car company in America to introduce a full line of front-wheel drive vehicles. When it comes to putting the weight of the engine over the driving wheels, Subaru has the weight of experience. The new Subaru Impreza. It's not just another new car.
Every year, thousands of innocent people are victims of serious injuries. Their lives may never be the same again. They need and deserve the most experienced, successful lawyer and law firm they can find to help them put their lives back together. What does it take? It takes a special kind of dedication, a special kind of lawyer, and a special kind of law firm. Robert L. Havish and Havish, Havish & Davis, known and respected throughout Wisconsin and America.
Remodel your kitchen with the Elger cast iron sink from Menards. This white double bowl sink features a high gloss enamel finish, just $128 after mail-in rebate. This white high-low sink is just $178 after rebate. You'll see savings on kitchen faucets from Moan. Choose from several styles, including an adjustable height faucet. This double-handle faucet is just $27.88. Save big money when you do it yourself at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
The minivan store at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer is home to America's favorite minivans. And right now, you can own a roomy, versatile Voyager for only $229 per month. Get automatic air, 7-passenger seating, standard drivers, minivan airbag, power doors, locks, and more for $229 per month. Actual dealer prices will vary. Check out the full range of great rates on the entire family of America's favorite minivans. Only from the minivan store at your Chrysler Plymouth dealers.
They are getting closer to figuring out just who is responsible for the bombing at the World Trade Center.
Today, a 5th suspect has been arrested, while 3 other men in custody were in court filing not guilty pleas. One swore on the Koran and his family that he had nothing whatever to do with it.
He is honest. He has no connection whatsoever. And he swore with his mother and his child and his wife and all the friends and theirs. He have no connection whatsoever in that.
The 5th suspect surrendered today to the FBI in New Jersey. At the Koresh cult compound near Waco, Texas today, the routine of telephone negotiations and waiting was interrupted by a weird twist. A 24-year-old man named Louis Alanese walked right past the lines of agents, knocked on the door, and was let in. Said he wanted to talk to David Koresh. The man's mother says her son is a religious fanatic who felt drawn to talk with Koresh about the end of the world. Total bill, by the way, for that standoff is now up to $5 million, and the cult members who have left say the compound has enough food inside to last the people who are still there another 2 years.
Actress Mia Farrow testified today in the child custody battle with Woody Allen. She's accusing him of inappropriate behavior with their adopted daughter, Dylan. She also says Allen's affair with her adopted daughter, Soon-Yi Previn, began when the girl was in high school, not in college. Farrow and Allen are fighting over custody of their 3 younger children.
Mike Tyson's been ordered to spend at least 30 more days in jail, or extra days, I should say. He's accused of arguing with a prison guard about evening phone privileges. They say he insulted the guard and refused to stay in a holding room. Tyson's serving a 6-year sentence at the Indian Youth Center for raping a Miss Black America contestant. Prosecutors suffered a setback today in the Los Angeles federal trial over the beating of Rodney King. Trying to prove the beating was racially motivated, the judge refused to let them ask one of the defendants about some racial remarks he made describing a confrontation between King and a female officer.
Tonight, the United Nations is optimistic about a peace plan that will divide land in Bosnia and stop the fighting. But the Serbs aren't sure they like it. That's where we begin World News Tonight. A 3-part plan to bring peace to Bosnia is running into only one roadblock now. The 3 parts include a constitutional framework, a ceasefire, and a map that divides Bosnia into 10 semi-autonomous provinces. Kroats today gave it full approval, but the Serbs are still holding out. They say they will have to give up too much land. Russian President Boris Yeltsin went on TV today asking Russians to support him when conservative hardliners try to impeach him tomorrow. Today, Yeltsin's arch-rival also took to the airwaves and said he did not support the impeachment effort. Former Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev is hearing the news while he's visiting Toronto. He says they need new elections so the government has credibility. Gorby also believes he could make Yeltsin a shoo-in if he came out in support of him. Says he could turn the tide in 3 hours. But Gorbachev also says a continuation of the policies Yeltsin is now following will bankrupt thousands of factories and put millions of people out of work and jeopardize democratic reforms.
I guess that means he probably won't back him in 3 hours. I don't know. Well, people living along our northwest coast were jolted out of bed this morning. Earthquake damaged several bridges and buildings in the area, including the capital city of Oregon, Salem. Although centered in Portland, the trembler was felt as far away as Seattle, 5.3 on the Richter scale. Apparently nobody killed or even anybody seriously hurt, although a few people did report suffering some minor injuries. Well, our weekend forecast coming up.
And tonight, a lifelong volunteer, Fred Washup, our 12 Who Care winner, who gets something he's always dreamed of, too.
Welcome to Country Craft Furniture, where our friendly atmosphere will immediately make you feel at home. Capture the tradition of true country warmth, where you'll find the finest selection of quality crafted furniture that's comfortable, strong, and affordable. And right now, you'll find even greater savings throughout our 3 stores. Country Craft Furniture, Main Street in downtown Menominee Falls, Highway 100 in Layton, and Highway 18 in Waukesha.
Look to Kohl's for savings and service you can count on and get double coupon savings every day. Plus, more savings from our big value pack circular, like Kohl's outstanding quality U.S. Choice boneless beef chuck roast. Treat your family because this week, Kohl's trims the price to just $1.98 a pound. And all your favorite Coke beverages are only $2.48 for the big 12 packs with coupons.
Look at Kohl's, look at us now.
Okay, so you're the young, adventurous type. Get a legendary Jeep Wrangler at this low price. When you're ready for more room, consider the affordable classic Jeep Cherokee. And when you've reached the top, may we suggest an award-winning Jeep Grand Cherokee or Grand Wagoneer? There's a Jeep vehicle with your name on it. See your dealer to find out which one.
See your local Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Then do yourself a favor.
Don't mention that.
Don't tell them what you just told us.
Okay.
Snow next week? Don't
And the
say
week
that.
after, and the week after, and the week after, John, really.
Don't
Hey,
mention
March has been depressing enough.
You got that.
I'm going to show you something that's going to make March a little easier for you folks to take. But first, let's look at the fog out there tonight. Again, covering the tops of the skyscrapers downtown, the buildings, and yes, the fog beginning to develop just about everywhere across eastern and southeastern Wisconsin, and a fog advisory again issued across the southern and eastern half of the state right through the morning hours. And again, that's all the way from the Wisconsin-Illinois border all the way up through Sheboygan, Fond du Lac, out to the Madison area, all of the Milwaukee metropolitan area, again, right through the morning. Now, maybe this will make March a little bit easier for you to take. The 1992-93 whole snowfall season, all the way back to October, for us, 45.5 inches of snow. March in Boston had 39 inches of snow, and March in Portland, or Maine, I should say, 49 inches of snow. So it's not all that bad here. It's 36 degrees right now under the clouds and drizzle and fog at Mitchell International, 37 Channel 12, 37 also at Timmerman. 36 is what it feels like because there is no wind at all. The dew point matches that temperature at 36, 100% saturation. We are going to get more fog, the pressure holding steady. 37 in Waukesha, 36 Racine, Kenosha coming in at 36, and under the clouds, temperatures are all pretty much the same, all right, around the mid to upper 30s. Here's the satellite close-up through the day. As you see, the clouds rotating around that low, bringing in the mild, humid